What's going on, guys? Devil here. I had to re-record this episode. I forgot to mark it as explicit, and I was cussing in it, and they review that before they publish it. So I had to mark it as explicit. Anyway, now I got to do this 15-minute second part over, but that's all right. So we got to go. We were on visual equipment. I already explained that. We have to go over to quest history. All right. This is where you are going to put down the quests that you already want done when you load the game in. All right. So this is pretty cool right here. You can do them without even doing them. So, mark what ones you want down by this drop down. It says none to begin with, but then you can choose from all your quests right here, and then you pick whichever quest you want to do, click on it, and then hit add. To remove them, you just click on the one that's already on the list, and you hit remove, and it'll be highlighted before it disappears. So, that's how you do the quest history. We'll just shorten that up because I already did it once. Inventory. Okay. This is where it gets fun. So to start a new item, you are going to go to new, obviously. Well, for those of you that didn't see that, there's a new button right there. But you go to new, and then it'll say new item in your inventory list on the left-hand side. So to start a new one, you got to make sure it's highlighted, okay? Make sure it's highlighted. Or it won't do anything, all right? So, new item right there. Make sure it's highlighted in blue. And then over on the right-hand side, now there's going to be one that says Save Item Changes, Main tab, Properties tab, Rare tab, Mystic tab. All right? These items are literally separated. And I can't thank the guy enough that did this. The guys, actually, enough that did this. You guys know who you are. Thanks for helping me. So, cheers to... Absolutely. They helped me a lot, man. And, so, these are all separated. Most of the stuff right here you can absolutely pick from. Now, some of them will not come in game. I'm not sure what ones that we all, the three of us that mainly worked on this, all took some items out. So I don't know, I'm not sure absolutely what they took out, but I've went through this whole thing, and I don't see anything missing out of the entire game so far to 2.66 or 2.6.6. So this, as I mentioned up top in this editor, when you load it through, it says this is the last update before 2.6.7 because I got codes pretty much the day they come out or the day after they come out on public test realm. You know, it's not you got a chance to try it on there. Now, I'm not saying on radio or recording that I pull codes, but let's just say I got a chance to try it out the day that it came out on public test realm like everybody else does. That's all we're going to leave it at that. New G bids, they are all in here up to 2.6.6. Now on your main tab, after you have your item highlighted on the left-hand side, okay, you pick your G bid, whatever you want it to be. We're just going to make a pair of pants, I guess, real quick, a set. All the set pieces and items are labeled for what class they belong to, so you don't have to look for that either. Thanks to the guys that did that too. absolutely want to thank them just like that. So, affix number 1, we are going to choose, not all of these work on every item. Some of them work on some items. Some of them do not work on some items. Some of them don't even work at all. But on some characters, that is. Now, they all work for something. That's why they're in here. You just got to go through the years of it like I have. And it's fucking difficult, man, where you would have to decipher what set items went to what class, because it would just say, like this one right here says set Helltooth leg guards, and they're for the Witch Doctor. But if you didn't know that, it was a pain in the ass, because you bring the wrong shit in the game all the time, and then it wouldn't even be for your class. So, thanks guys for doing. I appreciate that, and I'm sure everybody else does too, man. You know, that was cool of you guys. Now, as far as your affixes, you go, let's see. You can pick whatever one you want. Just see if they come in, see if they don't come in. It's really as easy as that for the people that are just starting on this. That's what you do with all 6 of them in the front. Now you hit save item change, all right? Right above the affixes where it says save item changes, you have to save that in order for it to be saved on the left-hand side. If you forget, it will not save it, and whatever you did in this box right here is going to be gone. So first you save it right there, and then you're going to go up to File, and three rows down, it says Save All. You're going to hit that too. Now, you just saved all of your character progress, excuse me, that you have done up to that point. Now, also inside this tab, we're going to go to Properties. For the people that are just starting out on this editor, all right, we simplified this for the Diablo community as a team effort as much as possible. For the people that are just starting out, we tried to make it so you would understand it when you first loaded it, okay? And that's why I'm doing these live broadcasts right now, to help, just to help you guys, you know? So on your item, again, you're going to want to click on that on the left-hand side and make sure it's highlighted. And then you start off with durability and max durability. I always put those to 0, because then you don't have anything to break. When you go into the game, it can't take any durability from you because there was none, all right? Your item level, you are going to want to keep that at 1, because then you can wear it on character level 1s. Your legendary level, you are going to want to put that at 70, and that is the max of legendary level, because that is the max of your regular level. So when you're carrying legendary items and you're level 70, that's the highest you can go without going into Paragon. And they don't make items Paragon level. So legendary level, always at 70. Rarity. If you want to name your gear with your own name, you are going to want to put it one of the yellow rares, okay? One of those yellow rares is going to, actually all of them I think do it, but they let you, and you can't custom name anything that's a set item, or, you know, common or magical, legendary, 10 magical. You can't custom name stuff like that. It's got to be rare. It'll come in with the legendary powers, but with a custom name, and it'll be yellow, all right? Now, flags. I always put mine to Primal Ancient. Somebody told me my Primal Ancient code's wrong in my editor, so I'm going to have to check that. But always identified if you want it for yourself. Now, we'll get into what you need unidentified items for in a later episode. But always identified, always enchantable, and always Primal Ancient. That way it'll come in Primal Ancient enchantable, and you can take it to the cube and do stuff with it. Or other stuff with it, you know. Dye, I never do that unless I'm dyeing gear or something in here. So we'll just do that. Tier quality, if you want 5 attacks a second on an item, you are going to need the Professional Russians, fast wand or fast sword, and those are under developer weapons, okay? You go under developer weapons and go down to Professional Russians, and it'll be in the list right there. You got Fear. Now, the Fear proc bow, I think that's only 1.8 attacks a second, but it's got a 100% chance to Fear on hit. There's the fast sword and fast wand right there. Those carry 5 attacks a second on your main hand. You don't need them on anything else. So then you hit save item changes, and then file and save all, and you just made that part of the weapon, all right? Or gear, whatever you're making right now. Then you click over to rare name. This, people, is where you are going to name your gear. This is the only purpose of this whole entire tab is just to name your gear, or not name your gear. So under suffix 0, you're going to drop that box down, and you are going to pick a name. It'll say no prefix at first, but then you can go and pick pretty much whatever freaking name you want. So there's a bunch of custom names inside my editor, like a Miner's Gold, a Royal Audience, Abjuration. Cutthroat wasn't custom or anything, but there's a bunch of custom names within here that have been added in. So name it. Got to make sure it's highlighted on the left hand side again. Before you save it and then hit file and save all, and you'll see that your custom name is now in your parentheses beside your item, and that is what it'll come in the game as. It'll be named that. So then Mystic tab. Okay, this is what I was talking about on the back side. Now, the back side is what we call the Mystic tab. The Mystic tab is what we call the back side. The front side is the main, where you put all your stuff. The back side is the Mystic. So you can put a 7th affix on your item right here. You're going to want Transmog Gbid. You can make your gear look like something else with that. You can make, say you're carrying a sword, you can make it look like a different type of sword or a different item, or vice versa with other stuff. Old affix, I always put the very top one, chance to resist freezes. So, new affix, this is where you're going to put your new affix at, okay? So that's exciting, right? You can put 7 affixes on there, or you can put 3 on there. It doesn't really matter to me. Or enchant count, you put 3. I always put 3 because it's always worked for me. So after you're done with all that stuff, you hit save item change, and you just made an item. So there's that rundown of how to make an item. Pretty much, it's just trial and error, guys. You got to get the hang of it, do stuff as you go. You'll figure out. I crashed my game save lots of times, so don't be worried if you crash your games a bunch of times. You'll learn what to do and what not to do. You'll take notebooks. You'll take notes. You'll write down codes. You'll have folders with shit all in them, like I did, and it's exciting, man, when you dive into this. And I've got a whole radio station set up for you guys to do this with now. So thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. I will be back with episode 3 tomorrow of this. You guys have a good night. Devil out.